A new campaign to combat bullying, written by students for students, is calling for people to be upstanders instead of bystanders. Now, we had a first look at the video on the show earlier this week, just yesterday morning. In case you missed it, let's have another look.
I don't appreciate you picking on my friend. Do you have any idea how much that could hurt someone? And guys, we are just as bad if we just sit here and do nothing.
Well, the couple behind the Upstand campaign are founders of the anti-bullying programme Be the Change NZ, husband and wife team Vicki and Shaun Edwards-Brown. Guys, thank you for giving us some time this morning. And thank you also for sending me that video a couple of days ago for me to have a look at. It got me because, I mean, well, I'll do anything to try and avoid bullying in the classrooms. Before we talk about the campaign, though, tell us about your organisation, Be the Change, how and why you started it.
Oh, Morena, Rawdon, thank you so much for picking up my tweet. So in 2011, I was inspired by a non-profit in America that helped with bully prevention, and I thought, we need something like that in New Zealand. So we had the earthquakes, unfortunately, and after that, bullying and negativity did start to rise. So we thought it was very timely to start a charity to help.
And Shaun, I mean, you work in education. I mean, so this is something which you'd be particularly concerned with. I mean, is it something which you'd seen in your own workplace, or is it just something which you wanted your students to avoid by educating them a little bit?
Well, I think what we're trying to do is be as proactive as we can. Of course, you know, there are incidents in all schools. I'm lucky enough to be working in a place where we've got a very proactive leadership and pastoral team, so any incidents in my workplace are quite few and far between. But really for us, we've got children and we've got friends who've got children that are growing up in this world that we've left for them, and we want to try and make the place as positive as possible for all young people. Because
it's such a complete waste, isn't it? It's just so unnecessary to put young people through psychological pain like this. And let's talk about the campaign, specifically aimed at upstander rather than bystander. Vicki, explain what you meant by this.
So an upstander is a person who stands up to bullying, in contrast to a bystander who just remains inactive.
Yeah, you might stand up for a bully, you know, just to say, hey, that's not okay. You might be an upstander by standing up for a victim of bullying, just by offering them some support or some compassion. And you might be an upstander just by, you might see someone who's isolated or alone and maybe having a rough day and just offer them any kind of kindness.
Yeah, I mean, because I was taken, and I think I made the comment yesterday, that often we'll see these campaigns aimed at the perpetrator or the victim. This is trying to include everyone around those two elements to say we can all do something different. Shaun, as a drama teacher, because this went out to competition, didn't it?
Absolutely.
And you got, well, dozens and dozens of entries.
Nearly 100.
Nearly 100 entries, which shows a lot of people already engaged. Impressed with the entries from a drama teacher perspective?
Absolutely. I think what we were most impressed with is it was really obvious that most people wrote about their own personal experiences. So the truth and the emotion really sort of flew off the pages and the screens of the videos they created. It was wonderful to see so many young people wanting to be involved with something really positive. And I think in our experience, there is such an appetite for change in the young people. After all, this is the world that we created for them, so we need to start empowering them to change that world.
For sure. And very quickly, Vicki, I know that you want to get a message across because funds are always an issue when you're trying to run this sort of thing.
Yes, well, we were very blessed to be funded by the Ministry of Social Development's Te Punanga Haumaru Fund to run this project, but unfortunately that's been transferred and discontinued. So we're really looking for corporate sponsorship and funding from philanthropic people or grants, and we have a Give a Little page, and I think you're going to be showing that on your website.
That would be great.
Yeah. We'll chuck it up on the website. Be the Change NZ, that's the name of the organisation. Vicki and Shaun Edwards-Brown, thanks for your time and your energy.
Kia ora.
Thank you. Kia ora.